Right, my dudes, this is Tactical Cuke, and this video is about what to spend gems on. Okay, so you probably got these purple things at the top. Okay, brought me straight to them. And you want to know what's the best thing you should be spending your gems on. Now, let me tell you straight up, it depends on your level. It depends on whether you are free to play or pay to play, whether money is not an object or it's not. Even if money is not an object, you still want to spend it smart. Okay, so my recommendations, and I think it's going to be mostly new players who watch this video. So, it really depends on what you should spend gems on, depending on your level and what you're trying to get done at the time, because you can spend gems on pretty much anything in the game. But as somebody who progressed pretty fast, and I own my own clan, and I think I would say level 21 is mid-level, because I think the levels after this just become, it's going to be much longer to get from here to 25 than it was to get from 1 to here. But okay, so when you are first starting off, let me just get to it. The best thing to spend gems on, in my opinion, is Wheel of Hope. Okay, out of all of the events that you could spend gems on, Wheel of Hope gives you the most bang for your buck. The amount of resources you get that you can get from Wheel of Hope, the speed ups, and the fragment, the survivor fragments, is better than the Wheel of Prosperity. You know what I mean? It's better than a lot of things, okay, that you can get in this game. But that's the number one thing you should be spending your gems on, is Wheel of Hope, because you can get everything you need in the game to progress from Wheel of Hope. You can get all of these resources up here, and they give you a lot of them. Okay, so in the previous video, I was making a point that the Commonwealth, but they changed the Commonwealth to Contractor. The Contractor. So it's called the Contractor now. But Traveling Contractor, excuse me. That music is loud. I hope you can hear me. But anyway, they changed it to Traveling Contractor. And where was I going with this? Okay. My brain is farting right now. Okay. So we're talking about what to spend gems on, and we're talking about, and somehow I got to Traveling Contractor, and for some reason I forgot everything that I was saying up to Traveling Contractor. Huh. Oh, okay. Now I remember. So the resources you get from Traveling Contractor, you spend $20 and you get okay amount of resources per day, but you can raid to get that amount of resources. Like, especially at my level, 2 million, you can just raid to get them. But at a low level, 2 million food, I never actually, the only resource that I used when I had Commonwealth was the bullets. Everything I've always just either raided or did something else to get all the other speed ups. 6 hours is nothing. Okay, so if you want to spend gems or spend premium currency to get resources, Wheel of Hope is going to give you the most. Like, you get 2 million from one spin. You can get you know, uh, a day's worth of resources from here, from what's the name? And if you do spins for Wheel of Hope all the way till you get to 40 spins and you get all those fragments, so you get the bonus fragments when you're doing Wheel of Hope, and you get the and you get the and you get resources from the spin. So that's the best thing. If you're completely free to play, I would just save all. And to this day, I save the majority of my gems for Wheel of Hope. I make sure that I have enough before I buy anything. I make sure that I have enough to get all 40 spins on Wheel of Hope. That's the most valuable thing. Everything else, say you need to upgrade something real quick in an emergency, it's not that, you know what I mean? As far as the bang for your buck, 6,482, that's like 3 spins on Wheel of Hope. You understand? So stuff is really not worth it. Sometimes if I'm in a war, I might spend gems to heal soldiers. Okay, but I haven't done that for a long time. So the best use of your gems is the Wheel of Hope, and I would say the worst use of your gems is upgrading buildings, because you can upgrade these buildings just by playing the game. They're really expensive to upgrade unless you just got racks on rack. Even if you have the money, it's still stupid to, because that's part of the gameplay, to, you know what I mean, skip that unless this is your alternate account. You know, you're starting on a new server and you max somewhere else, so then now you is worth it to just pay that money. You've experienced that part of the game. Now you're just gonna pay the money and go ahead on and get back to where you were in the other server. That's the only way I would justify just throwing out money. Otherwise, I mean, there's satisfaction to be gained for waiting. This is not the first time I've waited 5 days for something to upgrade, but there's an amount of satisfaction when all of these, in a few days, all of these are going to be completing, and I'm going to have a significant boost in productivity, and I'll be able to send my builders to something else. That's part of the satisfaction of playing the game. If you're going to skip all of that, you may as well not even play the game. You know what I mean? Okay, so to recap, the best thing to spend your gems on is Wheel of Hope. Worst thing is building upgrades, because that's basically the whole game, waiting. That's the majority of the game, waiting for things to upgrade. Okay, so that's the worst thing you could spend it on. And that has not changed. The Wheel of Hope is still the most useful thing for me to spend gems on. I haven't come across anything that I really need to spend gems on. Research, I have spent gems to upgrade a building before, but I've never spent the gems to do technology. You just get too many bonuses and speed ups, and I'm very focused on technology. As you can see, I have my survivor at 5 stars, and I have development at 100%. So, and I have these pretty beefy. So you can get speed ups just organically by playing the game, to where it's not worth it to spend your money on those. But you know what I mean, Wheel of Hope, you can get fragments for legendary survivors, and you can go and collect pretty much, if you have about it would probably take like 15k gems. You can collect the survivor every time it comes out. You know what I mean? On Wheel of Hope, you can play this game completely free to play if you just save up these little 200 gems and 100 gems that come every time they have server maintenance. They accommodate you for the server maintenance, and those gems add up, and you just get you find gems here and there, and they add up, and you can go and spend them on legendary survivors and get those slowly, and spend them on Will of Hope, and then slowly get your legendary survivors that way. So this is a good method for free to play and pay to play. Now, Wheel of Prosperity is a new mechanic that I haven't played around with enough, but it gives you can get a jackpot in gems. The way I would do that is I would prioritize Will of Hope, have enough to do your 40 Will of Hopes, and then any extra over that. So it takes, I think it's around 20 to 30 to get my 40 spins. So, if Will of Prosperity was to come, I could spend about 10 to 15,000 gems on them, and I still be good and have enough. But between small purchases like Ultimate Supply and stuff, my gems and the daily deals, I make money every day, so it's nothing for me to drop $10, every day. Some people smoke cigarettes every day. If you smoke a pack every day, that's $7 that you're spending every day on cigarettes. So, and it's about, the daily deals are about $7. There's one for 99 cents, one for $1.99, and one for either $2.99 or $3.99. So it's like $8. And those little gems add up. That's 1,600 gems that you get. And eventually I will be done with Shane. I am done. So I don't know. Well, I guess those short range transmissions are worth it, but once I get all of my cheap survivors, then the daily gift box won't be worth it. Once I get all my green survivors, all my survivors that I can get from the short range broadcasting station, then that won't be worth it either. So, and I kind of enjoy that aspect of this game, that you can over time, certain, it's like an investment, certain things you're paying for it at some point, but then you don't have to pay anymore. And I think that's the perfect game model, rather than some games you have to keep paying for temporary items, or it's a fashionable item that keeps changing or something like that. But this pay model, I agree with, and I hope they keep it that way. Maybe they could do, if they experiment with other things, maybe it could be stuff that you don't really need. Okay, but for my new players, for my new subscribers, this is what you should spend your gems on. Thanks for watching. Tune into my other videos and see what you can get from your long range transmissions and whatnot. I spend gems on those sometimes, but I mostly get my long range transmissions from deals. So I just save up certain deals, and then I do my 100 transmissions, and I have been slowly building up so many survivors. Like, Beta is at 4 stars. I think I have another survivor here. Their name is slipping my mind, but Lydia. I think Lydia is at 4 stars, and the only way you could get fragments for her is through long range transmission. She's either at it or near it. She's not near it. But I just know I had a lot of fragments.
Ready for action.
I used to get Abraham a lot. If you can go back pretty much every time I use the long range transmission, I have a video here, so you can track my growth and see for yourself. You know what I mean, about how much use, how much you gotta spend and how many transmissions you have to do to accomplish your goals in this game. Okay, so it's a very iffy subject. It's a lot of factors. Are you a new player, or are you coming into a veteran player status? Yeah, on whether or not what you should spend your gems on. But as the more you play the game and you try to optimize and you try to look, I want to get. I have a X budget. This is how you should approach this game. I have X budget. Okay, I will not spend more than X on this game per week. Okay, what can I spend that money on that will get me the most out of the game? If say my budget is $100, if I spend that whole $100 on a 20,000 gem pack, was that the wisest use of my money when I have heroes I gotta upgrade? There are deals, there are Oktoberfest bargains that pop up, and all these bargains pop up all the time. That's how you gotta think. Get your budget and try to see. You have $100 and you're trying to get as much food as possible with that $100. Okay, and that's the way I approach it. If you don't have a budget and you just throwing racks and racks and racks of money, and no strategy, you could be wasting a whole bunch of money. It's very easy to waste a whole bunch of money on this game. I am almost max. I am 4 levels away from max level in this game, and I have not spent racks and racks, and you can wind up spending racks and racks and racks of money on this game when people could just take their time and really pretty much everything in the game, with the exception of a few survivors. Really, I think Michonne and Ezekiel and Glenn are like the only survivors that you can't get by just playing the game. So just chillax and take your time and enjoy the game and let things unravel. Okay? That's what it's all about. So, my guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead on and share this video with your friends. Okay? I want to get my videos in front of as many people as possible to cultivate the Walking Dead survivors community and keep people playing longer and just make this game into something big, because a lot of people have invested in this game, and I've invested in this game, and I want it to turn into something great. And that alone, even if I don't get subscribers or whatever, if I cultivate the community, which it looks like I've already have, because some people have come into this game from coming across my videos. So I want to retain these people and teach them how to stick with these games for the long haul. You know what I mean? Sometimes people burn out because they don't know how to play something properly. You understand? They don't even experience more than 20% of the game because they lacked understanding. You know, we perish for lack of knowledge. And by me giving these tips, I'm cultivating a community. I'm making sure that there's a lot of people that make it to 25 and experience that in game, and we could really, have some fun and community with this game. You know what I mean? Make it the next Clash of Clans. You know what I mean? I think this game could at least be that. I think it already is that, really, but it's not too many YouTubers uh YouTube in this game. But this game is developed well, and I think they plan on it succeeding for a while. Okay, so that's it. Goodbye for now. Thanks, my dudes. I'll see you on the next video.